The time has come. It is WrestleMania week, so it's time for WrestleMania predictions. We're going to start with night one. Let's start with the main event. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. This is the match that I believe has had the best build and the one that I'm most excited to see. I think CM Punk is going to win, and I think he's going to pin Roman Reigns in this match because I think CM Punk is going to move on to the WWE Championship picture afterwards. I'm not saying Paul Heyman will turn on Roman, but I think they're going to continue to tell the story between Roman and Seth after Mania because CM Punk's in the main event spot. Seth Rollins obviously did not want him there, tried to keep him out of that spot, and now he's pretty much in that spot because Roman thought Punk's favor was to get him in the main event. So he's like, all right, you want to be in the main event? I'm the main event guy. Let's do it. We'll put you in the main event. Turns out to be that wasn't the favor that Punk wanted. And if Seth Rollins sees Roman Reigns lose to CM Punk and CM Punk wins the main event of WrestleMania, it's going to cause Seth to go on an even bigger crash out course. So that's what I see happening. After turning heel, the New Day should have already been the tag team champions to me, so the New Day should win at WrestleMania, and I'm picking them. So I think Rey Mysterio is going to win this match. El Grande Americano is on this show and not Chad Gable, which is kind of crazy. This could have been Chad Gable's match, but it is what it is, so I'm going to pick Rey Mysterio. So I still believe we're going to get the Bianca, Jade, and Naomi feud. That's just not going to be dropped dead in the water, so I think Naomi's actually going to win this match, which won't affect Jade. I still believe they're going to have big plans for her for the future, as they should. Jade has the superstar look, and I feel like they have lightning in a bottle right now with Naomi's new character change, the proceed with caution. I really feel like Naomi should win this match, and I'm actually going to pick her to win. Some of y'all can call me crazy. I think LA Knight's going to retain at WrestleMania. Jacob has to lose at some point, right? And I think this would be the most logical match for him to lose by Solo either accidentally or purposely costing Jacob this match. Jacob's already kind of been, telling Solo and Tama Tonga, stay out of my way, let me handle my business on my own type stuff. I feel like they're going to come out, either try to help him or just screw him over, and that's going to cause the feud and tension between Jacob now going out on his own and then Solo, him going at it, and LA Knight retains, and you continue to push him as U.S. champion, and hopefully they do more justice with this reign than they did, with the last reign that he had, because they had him lose to Shinsuke Nakamura and did nothing with Shinsuke when he was U.S. champion. So that's my prediction for this match. When they first started this feud, my whole belief was they wanted Tiffany Stratton to beat Charlotte Flair to help put her over, to propel her up even further on the card to be more established as a main eventer. And I still believe that's the case, so I'm going to pick Tiffany Stratton to retain at WrestleMania. I feel like Tiffany being a babyface, though, just isn't really natural. She is way more natural as a heel, so I do kind of think that's been hurting the feud a little bit from her character aspect, but also, them taking personal shots at each other and the segments being very weird and it's just been very strange. Now, I think when the bell rings, the match will be fine, and I think Tiffany Stratton is still going to win. If you have this man go 0-4 against Gunther and whole NBA Finals swept at WrestleMania in Las Vegas, what was the point of building up Jey Uso for this whole, run for Mania if he wasn't going to win? Some people feel like he won't be a good world champion afterwards. We won't know unless they do it, bro. You can't build up somebody like this with that underdog storyline and put him up here and make it seem like he's going to overcome the unthinkable time and time again, only for you not to do it, bro. It's time to pull the trigger. You already put Jey Uso in the spot. Now you got to do the right thing and have him win. What will he be like after WrestleMania champion? To be determined. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be bad. I don't know. But you can't put Jey Uso in the situation and not have him win. That does way more harm to him at this stage than anything. If he does not win at WrestleMania, how are we supposed to possibly still believe in this guy to potentially be a main event guy? His nickname has been Main Event Jey Uso for how long? And we've always been criticizing that, like, how is he Main Event Jey Uso, but he can never win the main event? He can never win the big one. If he doesn't win at WrestleMania, what was the point of all this build? Alright, this is my night 2 predictions for WrestleMania. We already talked about night 1, so we gotta talk about night 2, of course, which honestly looks like the better overall card to me. So with AJ Styles versus Logan Paul, this is honestly the direction I could see them going in. I think Logan Paul is going to win this match, and then I could see him going in a direction where he's like Jey Uso's first big challenger for the World Championship, because they have an ultimate baby facing Jey Uso versus an ultimate heel in Logan Paul, and then I think they probably move into a feud with AJ Styles and Karrion Kross, which they kind of been telling us on TV a little bit, which honestly I would not hate. I like to see them do some more things with Karrion Kross, man. I like his character aspect, so that's what I see happening. And AJ Styles is somebody who is a legend, bro. He's still gonna be AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, taking a loss to somebody like Logan Paul at WrestleMania. Like, some of y'all have to realize Logan Paul ain't gonna lose all these big time matches like some of y'all want him to, just because y'all don't like him. I understand why you don't like him, but he's going to continue to get pushed, and they're going to continue to have him in these high-profile matches that he's going to win some of them. And I think WrestleMania, AJ Styles can take that type of loss. For the women's triple threat, which also could steal the show, I think Io is going to retain. I feel like Naomi is still going to play a part in this match, costing Bianca, which, allows Bianca to go back into the Jade and Naomi feud, and then they're going to tell a story between Io and Rhea afterwards for the world title. Can Rhea Ripley get the world championship back by defeating Io, who she's never beaten before? It's like her kryptonite right now. So that's what I see happening. I'm going to go with Io retaining. Woo! By far the most overhated feud going into this WrestleMania, bro. Blows my mind that some people are still trying to nitpick and poke holes in this feud like it doesn't make sense or they haven't been cooking, man. Salute and respect to Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest for putting on a very good story, underrated story going into this WrestleMania that some people are just overlooking because maybe they're just trying to find ways not to like it. I don't know, but I'm going to pick Drew McIntyre to win this match. So these next two matches are going to culminate and tie together. So for this one, Dominic would be a great winner. However, I think they're going to give it to Finn Balor by having him pin Dom for the Intercontinental Championship and winning it. And then I think Dom eventually will beat Finn for the Intercontinental Championship later down the line. And Braun Breaker won't get pinned. He'll move up further on the card. He's bound to be a world champion eventually. And Penta will still be fine not taking the pin as well. So that's honestly how I'm kind of feeling with this. Plays into the next match I'm going to talk about as well. I think Bayley and Lyra are going to win the tag titles, making Lyra a double champ. I think they're going to use them being tag team champions as part of their story for the Intercontinental Championship because Bayley is the role model. Lyra has spoken about one of her inspirations is Bayley getting into the wrestling business, and I could see them being all buddy tag team champions together. And then Bayley, once the Intercontinental Championship, that jealousy starts to creep up, and then the friendship implodes and everything. It's going to be one of those type of stories. That's what I see happening. And then Liv and Raquel and Dom are now without championships. Finish the Intercontinental Championship. The Judgment Day, I think, is bound to implode eventually as well. So that's all going to tie together. That's how I see those two matches playing out with that story. Who does Randy Orton face at WrestleMania? I still believe Jeff Hardy would be the best option you have to solve every issue you could have. Since he's in TNA, it doesn't have to be a long-term story build between the two. There's already history there. You get a nice little WrestleMania pop with Jeff Hardy coming out to no more words. Nice little filler match in last minute since the Kevin Owens match got canceled. Will it be Jeff Hardy? Probably not. Cena vs. Cody, the big box office main event. I think John Cena is going to win, and then they're going to have Cody chase another championship reign afterwards, trying to prevent John Cena from accomplishing his goal by ruining wrestling. I think The Rock is also going to play a factor. They're basically going to screw Cody at WrestleMania. What they didn't do last year, I think they're going to do this year. Just, somebody else different involved other than Roman Reigns is going to be John Cena. For me, in my mind, with Cena turning heel, I think you have to capitalize on that by having him win the 17th world title. Like, you get John Cena as a heel world champion in WWE, which has never been done before, and there's so many different layers of stories you could open up with that aspect. And Cody chasing another championship reign, trying to prevent the evil John Cena from ruining wrestling by retiring with the championship, it's just going to make Cody a bigger babyface if you ask me. So that's the direction I see them going in. And then I think they'll have John Cena have some past nostalgia feuds with him as champion, but this time as a heel, like Cena versus Orton. I could see that happening at Backlash because it's in St. Louis. Punk and Cena. That's why I think Punk wins the triple threat, then moves on to feud with John Cena after he got screwed at the Elimination Chamber. I think that's also going to play into that story right there. Maybe him and AJ Styles can revisit a feud again as well. Like, I think they're going to have some things for John Cena to do because he isn't going to be there all the time, so they can space things out until Cody gets back to the championship picture where he's trying to prevent John Cena from accomplishing his goal. And I do think this is also going to allow Cena to turn back into a babyface as he retires. Like, I don't see him retiring as a heel, so I definitely see him switching back by the end of the year where the crowd is fully behind John Cena again and just wanting to see that old John Cena one last time, and then Cena realizes, it wasn't worth it or he made a mistake or something in that aspect. So I think the whole story is going to play out for everybody in the end by John Cena winning. There's so many different layers you could tell with that storyline that's going to benefit everybody by that happening.